in here is our sales room, but like I mentioned before, a lot of our spaces kind of dual purposes. So this also becomes the getting ready room, the changing room for my high school seniors or families, whatever sessions are in the studio. So it works out great because we have so many albums and products in here that while, you know, mom is waiting for her daughter to change in the small little changing room, she can be sitting out here with her coffee, flipping through albums, looking at products, asking me questions. So it's about pre-selling. So it's not just like I want to wait until the clients are done and viewing their images in person and hit them up with all these things I want to sell them. Like, I want them excited about them before we've even taken the photos, as we're taking their portraits. And then by the time they come in to order, they actually even already have ideas of like, oh my gosh, I saw that, you know, panoramic black and white. That's what I want to do, you know, with my family, or that's what I want on my wall. And so this is just full of ideas. This is just like an inspiration room full of ideas to get the clients excited. We've got our free White House app studio. You have to use it with an iPad, and it's hooked up with an Apple TV, but that's how I was able to create these wall designs. That's how I can create these wall designs for my clients, and then actually project it right there onto the TV. The way I sell to my clients, I want to go big first. So what are your favorite images? What are your favorite ones to go big? Then we can talk about the different ways they can order it. Again, this is mostly framed gallery wraps. That's one of my most popular products I sell. But they can also do canvases and traditional frames, or simpler, you know, smaller prints, and just really modern, simple frames as well. I have a lot of books and albums. This actually has the wood cover, which is kind of a unique size and cover that this family did. So I have family albums, baby albums, senior albums. Again, I feel like I just believe strongly that you have to have in hand as much as you can to be able to sell it. You're going to sell more if they have this. So then just trying to look over here, we've got frames. So we do a lot of framing. So I've got a little basket, you know, which has our different frame edges, frame corners. I actually have corners too. I kind of have a double set because I will let clients take these home if they're wanting to look at, you know, some of the finishes on their walls. And you can get these samples in rows. You can actually order a whole sample set of the sticks or the corners right off of White House's Rose website. Again, more albums, more matted frames for my clients, senior albums, Christmas cards. That season is coming up soon. So we definitely do a lot of holiday Christmas cards, grad announcements, and White House has a card editor that has made that way, way, way simpler the last couple years for me. Over here, we have our smaller prints. So the way that I sell my smaller prints to clients, after we've talked about the large prints, their wall groupings, we move on to their smaller prints, and they can buy those in collections, framed or unframed. So this just gives them some great options and ideas of what they're going to do with their smaller prints. And then we go into other products. So the wood boxes, the whole matted prints, again, more matted images, the mini accordions, image boxes that hold the matted frames or matted images. So that would be if a client, I kind of feel like if a client, you know, is interested in buying multiple images, but maybe they don't want to book, a lot of clients might go for an image box because they can still put those images on display individually. So that's the sales room. So attached to the sales room, we just walk through a storage area and then into the camera room, which has some really beautiful north window light, which was one of the reasons when we first got this space almost 20 years ago, we did put the windows in, but I mean, that is just, it's a really beautiful north window light. It's not beautiful outside, it just faces a parking lot, but the lighting is really beautiful. But I also have my large soft boxes and studio light that I can shut the windows down completely and shoot with my studio lighting. My ceilings are only like 8.5 feet tall, so that's where my other camera room works well if I'm wanting some overhead lighting. This area over here was another COVID kind of creation. My daughter and I painted 3 new backdrops because we were just going a little stir crazy and I was ready to start shooting again. And so this is actually the backdrop we painted that the image of my son was on, kind of that dark, moody backdrop. The white brick wall works out great for high school seniors. And we can shoot this with the window light, like you can see now, or I also, can have people, this is how I photographed my son, still can do some overhead lighting for some more up close type portraits. And this one actually works really beautifully as well. And then behind this curtain, this goes back to the living and working in the same place. That's my closet. That goes into my house. So, we just keep that closed. So lots of props. I kind of have a couch fetish, always have. So lots of chairs. I love picking up stuff at garage sales, different random places. I've got my V-flats, a black one and a white one that I'm able to use with my photography. This was a backdrop we created just a couple months ago with some plastic panels we found on Amazon. That's been really great with my high school seniors. We have quite a few canvases, painted canvases that come down on the roller system, as well as, just some papers and things that we can shoot with window light or my studio light. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of storage, and then that door actually leads to my husband's podcast room. So I mentioned earlier, my husband and I, we worked together for many years at the studio, but for about the last 11 years, he's actually worked for White House Custom Color, and he does all their podcasts. And his office is connected to my camera room. So we'll just see what he's doing right now. Hi, Jed.
Hey.
So there's where Jed makes all the magic happen for the podcast. So it's only once in a while it gets a little awkward, I need to keep it quiet, which is hard because I get really loud during a photo shoot, or I'm using squeakers to make a dog, sit still, or to get a kid to laugh. So we kind of have to coordinate some of that, but it works out.
Thank you for joining White House Custom Color on YouTube. Make sure and check out the information below and click here to subscribe.